Music please.
Hey yo, wapende wasipende, na hata wakinichukia, I'm never gonna stay down. Jumeni bado lini? Hey yo, wapende wasipende, na hata wakinichukia, I'm never gonna stay down. Jumeni bado lini? Wanachuki washani udhi, mambo sani kuji, panga vile tutawashaiganza bila udi. Sumi, taksin mogoka na kichuri, nkiwa steam naanza kuropokwa na sijui. Ndani ya club sorora, the rap sosara, ni ngumu kunipata kandani ya cup chokora. Na flow proper sani shakwa msweet kam nazi acha chokoba. Matabloids ishani bo, ukitaka utaamini Kenya ulisoma kwa palseti nyasha likuwa carnival. Na dem flani picha kwa gazeti ni ya zamani. Mimi nilikuwa mtaani na seti majani, bado niko wadhi, bado najulikana we ODC, ronga sivo na si extraordinary. Nina right of way, mkikuyu akinisikia tasema gasho we. Oh man, nasi macho ni more than organ ya kuona. Mindo captain uliza Morgan, slogan nipona taka blokwe mgonjwa. Shotgun kwa kona na ni press na ngoja. Yo wapende wasipende, na hata wakinichukia, I'm never gonna stay down. Jumeni bado lini? Hey yo wapende wasipende, na hata wakinichukia, I'm never gonna stay down. Jumeni bado lini?
Kwa mara nyingine ni yule MC mfupi kama rungu ya moe, mtukufu mfalme wa rap na jifunga kikoi, mfupi kama chupa na kupa mistari mirefu, mistari za kuambatanisha. Ni nani mkosefu kati ya fake MCs na mimi? Na wapa mapia suti juu chini, mweusi ni ite mafia, pafia kiki juu yake nipate afya jema. Nasema nikitema nikiwa katias, mwenye wivu asijinyonge, mino na mnyonga na mistari pole pole kakobe la kinyonga. Nusu sanamu, nusu mnyama na binadamu, nusu kitu kali ongeza chumvi kisha kitu tamu. Wapende wasipende bado niko, nina muktadha wa kuchambua mchambuliko, mchanganyiko na halakati ni mistari tu, matamshi ya hali ya juu. Uliza Taliba tasema kweli, DEP ye hashikiki, pande wa kulia Munyiri kushoto Shinski. Hiki ni kizazi cha klepto mabadiliko, wenye wivu wapende wasipende wakwende bado niko.
Wapende wasipende, na hata wakinichukia, I'm never gonna stay down. Jumeni bado lini? Hey yo wapende wasipende, na hata wakinichukia, I'm never gonna stay down. Jumeni bado lini?
Bado niko mi Munyiri ni hatari na si swali, toroka songa bali, fimbo yangu mic mzee chunga maslai. Ni aje unanipinga mini Musa Mount Sinai, mi uwanga na sumu ndani ya saliva, nikispit nenda deep kama deep sea dive. Namaliza makanaivo, namaliza makanaivo. Haya haya twende basi, twende kazi, mziki ya hiki zazi kipya, hakuna kitu ingine utasikia this year. Juni M4E pekee, tuendelee ama tusiendelee. Jeje na masengenyo ni mingi, zidi kuongea bro, I don't care, long as club in a row from the front to the rear. Na since message iko clear, signing out ni Munyiri, the rap shack attack Jordan. Yeah, ha.
Hey yo wapende wasipende, na hata wakinichukia, I'm never gonna stay down. Jumeni bado lini? Hey yo wapende wasipende, na hata wakinichukia, I'm never gonna stay down. Jumeni bado lini?
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Wake up early in the morning, say a prayer and I'll be okay.
wote umelala, mashida ukiwaza, chuki umekujaza, matendo ya wengine kwako nayo ya kukataza kuishi vyema kwa raha. Funga macho, weongea na Mola, umweleze nini kitakutoa kwenye mtego uliokushika. Ni baba yako pia rafiki yako.
Just to get you some lunch and some supper. Things them go bad, always wrong, never proper. Cheki mtaani mpaka leo tuna suffer. In me ghetto there is no holiday. Man I lose direction and now them turn gay. Children have no toys and yes we want to play. Don't you worry, just kneel down and pray. Say come not to use, come not to use, come not to use and pray and with me. So much tension, oh get us through all this separation. So much tension, oppression in the nation. Still we go strong with the Jaja dedication. Get all you confused, oh this drug abusing. Please Jaja help them, their mind them are losing. Now we are kneel, together we are praying.
Get your youth, when like a million digging for your deeper roots. When a complication, find a road which you are suit. With an intervention from the one who give the youth. That's a dedication. See no more suffering, no more struggling. I get your youth. See no more suffering, no more struggling. I get your youth, no suffering. When I wake up early in the morning, say a prayer and I'll be okay. No need for you always get lazy, you better stop yawning. Ask for guidance, never go astray. Now that you got your Jaja protection, release all your tension. He's watching over you all day. Get all you to better pray, oh you better pray, and watch all your problems just fly away. When I wake up early in the morning, say a prayer and I'll be okay. No need for you always get lazy, you better stop yawning. Ask for guidance, never go astray. Now that you got your Jaja protection, release all your tension. He's watching over you all day. Get to better pray, oh you better pray, and watch all your problems just fly away. Bless my room when I wake up early in the morning. Yeah, I bless my room when I wake up early in the morning. Yeah,
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Tere rĩtwa rĩaku ndetaga nyamũ cia gĩthaka mwendwa rĩtwa rĩaku rĩtwa rĩaku rĩtwa rĩaku mwendwa rĩtwa rĩaku rĩtwa rĩaku rĩtwa rĩaku rĩtwa rĩaku nyamũ cia gĩthaka rĩtwa rĩaku
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Wednesday edition of the Power Morning Drive Show. That is the very beautiful melodies from the one and only national treasure, if you ask me, Eric Maina with Ngweterere, and it is playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Wanyoike, and I want to welcome you so that we can cruise nice and easy all the way till 10 in the AM. Again, you know where you can get us. You can find us and engage us on all our social media platforms. We are Power Radio on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can find us also on Twitter. You can also find us on our YouTube channel, which, by the way, thank you for everybody that has been able to subscribe so far. And if you've not yet subscribed, kindly make sure you head out to our YouTube channel, search for Power Radio and subscribe. It really goes a long way if you do that, and it's absolutely free. So, really, there's no cost to it. And you can also find us on our website. We are www.power254.org/Power Radio. Okay, great. Now, Nairobi weather is acting the way that it's acting, and perhaps we will talk a little bit about that much later on the newspaper review, because there is apparently an impeding El Nino rain that the meteorologists and weather experts have been able to warn us about. So we'll talk a little bit about that on our newspaper review. But also today, I have to premise, and I did share this on Monday when I was exiting the show. I said that we will be focusing on Katiba at 16 for a good chunk of this month. August is obviously the month where we celebrate the Constitution, or at least its promulgation. And so this August marks 16 years of the Kenya Katiba since its promulgation in 2010. And today, I am going to be joined by wakili or lawyer, Mr. John Maina Ndegwa, and we are going to be talking about constitutionalism in Kenya. We're also looking at some of the gains and the gaps paragraphs of the Kenyan Constitution. And where do we go from there? There's so many things that, within the past 16 years, we've been able to achieve constitutionally. But then also, that does not mean that there are not many other things to still cover the distance off from where we want to be and where we are at right now. So he will be joining us shortly, right after our newspaper review. So let me just get right into the traffic update so that we can have enough time for that conversation. And let's start off looking at the Thika Superhighway, which is looking not so good, especially from the KCA area, the KCA University, as you make your way towards Globe Roundabout. Things are looking quite dramatic as well. Where same situation also happening along Kiambu Road from the DCI area as you make your way towards Globe. Same situation. Limuru Road is not looking too bad this morning, actually. We only have just bits of traffic as you make your way from the village market, just right outside the United Nations, around that area. Then Peponi Road, nothing much to complain about. You guys are looking A-okay on your end. Then we have Lower Kabete Road not looking bad as well. Things are very clear this morning. We also have James Gishuru Road from just shortly after the ABC Nairobi Place. As you make your way towards the Lavington Mall, things are starting to slow down just a little bit. Then we have Riverside Drive, nothing much to complain about. You guys are looking good. Ngong Road is also not very busy this morning. So yeah, I think the rain has something to do with it, but I could be wrong. Then Mombasa Road is where the traffic is at this morning. It starts from Bellevue. From Bellevue, as you make your way towards the Bonyala Road, that entire stretch is looking absolutely chaotic this morning. Also, as you make your way, the Jogoo Road all the way towards the City Stadium is also looking very, very busy as well. So please be warned. Stay guided, be guided. And that leads us to the end of our traffic updates. But in case wherever you are, there's an incident that you would like us to know of, please do not hesitate. The hashtag to use is hashtag Power Morning Drive. Let's take a quick breather. We come back and look in just a moment about some of the stories making our headlines on our newspaper review. Do keep it Power Radio.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Many faces, many races. I've come through many places, but I never seen a sky so blue. My mind and soul so free and so whole, yeah. But I never seen a sky so blue.
Yo, giddy maji, yeah. And the 6 SA Groove Machine, come on, D-Rex, one. Yo, inego wato ok nege imako wato ok make nene yote tokwano pesa wa ebengi intame aneko kibithoko uko taya maji tabo shine pile katache kakelo no watch mara dier ka himo 44 tida winjo kaluora olo mi amol ping to the war go chonge pinyi lem Yesu Lion of Judah nene maricho maseti moneji to bene wena aher ngata wenga kadita loke Judas ma Iscariot.
Many faces, many faces.
Yeah.
I've come through many places,
yeah.
but I never seen a sky so
giddy
my mind and so yeah. Free and so whole, yeah. But I never seen a sky so
giddy maji. With your pinky chomoko, wako misatan. Marakora to wena, me akan. Cheno manya sa en mana, niki kalal. Anginga, tawenga, nena kakachal. Cheno manya sa en mana, niki kalal. Para donje wiya, kaneno gigingiya. Nikata tim nanade, meto donje wiya.
Many faces, many faces. I've come through many places, but I never seen a sky so blue. sky so
Giddy giddy maji maji giddy giddy maji. Badala ya wizi nashika MIC kama TPSC MC kutoka Kenya jo.
Ayo, nani atasema tia hatujafika na siku hizi tunasikika Afrika.
Nawakilisha, natisha, nabisha, left right, yani kulia kushoto, staki msoto.
Yani ndiyo maana siku hizi tuna rock out kutoka Cairo yani mpaka Cape Town.
Many faces, many places.
Yeah.
I've come through many places,
Yeah.
but I never seen a sky so
Giddy giddy maji maji giddy giddy maji
my
maji.
mind and so
Yeah.
free and so whole, yeah.
Yeah.
But I never seen a sky so
Giddy giddy maji maji giddy giddy maji.
many faces, many places.
Yeah.
I've come through many places,
Yeah.
but I never seen a sky so
Giddy giddy maji maji giddy giddy maji
my
maji.
mind and so
Yeah.
free and so whole, yeah.
Yeah.
But I never seen a sky so
Giddy giddy maji maji giddy giddy maji.
many faces, many races.
Yeah.
I've come through many places,
Yeah.
but I never seen a sky so
Giddy giddy maji maji giddy giddy maji
my mind
maji.
and so
Yeah.
free and so whole, yeah.
Yeah.
But I never seen a sky so blue.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Welcome back. That is Giddy Giddy Maji Maji with many faces, many places. It is playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show. Karibu sana. If you're just joining us, you're in time for a great conversation this morning. We are going to be joined by lawyer, Mr. John Maina Ndegwa. We are going to be talking about Katiba at 16, but that conversation in just a moment. But for now, let's do a quick peep into our dailies this morning. And starting off with the Standard newspaper. Untouchable goons. The goons are back. The goons are back like they never left. Actually, I don't think they ever left. But it's very precarious to live in a country where the top stories, it's always the same thing in the same week. That's how you know it's quite an interesting run that we have going on. But the Standard newspaper says that they posed for cameras, issued chilling threats, mobilized armed youths, and later celebrated online after violently shutting down an opposition rally. As Homa Bay reels from 4 deaths, dozens of injuries, and widespread destruction, the Standard unmasks the political foot soldiers accused of turning the lakeside town into a no-go zone and exposes the powerful networks allegedly shielding them from arrest and prosecution. The scale of violence and impunity point to a brazen political militia operating in plain sight. And so according to the Standard newspapers, one of the things that have been able to come up out of this entire economics of goonism, as I like to call them, is that they are now blatantly putting out their videos out there. And the Standard newspaper did quite a good in-depth analysis of what happens before, what happens during, and what happens after the political parties. Of course, with Homa Bay being one of the hotbeds of political rallies, of political activity. And in fact, some of the political analysts are warning us more and more that this could be very precarious, that we've not yet seen anything yet. And Linda Mwananchi is set to take its next rally to Meru. And there's a lot of fear about what might now happen even in Meru, right? And so this, so one of the conversations that the Standard newspaper has captured is the fact that this videos going online of these goons, and by the way, we also have faces to the goons, and they are going by some of their names. We have an alias going by the name Othis. We also have one going by the name let me look for that name. But yes, like the Standard newspaper have been able to uncover some of these goons, and so yeah, they're going out there. They're recording themselves. They're taking videos of themselves. Sort of appearing very unapologetic. Also very celebratory that a job has been executed. And the other conversation that is happening is that because they are politically affiliated, they have been on record saying that hakuna kwenye mtawapeleka, because it is the powers that be who are behind sponsoring these goons as well. And there was a communique that was done by the National Police Service Director of Corporate Communications, just talking about that, but it really does not necessarily provide a solution. There's always a looming conversation about, first of all, what is the president saying? And that is also something that has come up, that the president has not necessarily spoken out about the goons and whatever is happening with this, violence, politics of violence, violating and harassing citizens, violating and harassing just people that want to be part of a democratic process. I think it really sets off a bad negative precedent, especially as we make it towards the 2027 general election. So again, it's not a conversation that is going to end right now. I can already tell that we are going to keep hearing about this, because if nothing changes, then nothing changes. Okay, if the police apparatus are not going to take up this issue, then nothing changes. And then let's not forget that the goons do not send themselves. It's a well-financed scheme, okay? There are political figures. This is the truth. It's out in public domain. There are political figures that are behind sponsoring them. We also have the fact that they are well structured and well organized. And then we also have the fact that they are also sort of getting this buffer from the failure of our system. So we cannot deal with an issue of goonism and think that it's just a one-sided story. When it comes to dealing with such things, there has to be accountability measures, accountability conversations happening to be brought to book, so that everybody down to the last one, the ones who are executing these sort of horrors, which are very horrific, are brought to book. So now, I don't know that there is anything to say about this, but I would like to hear from you. What do you think the message sends this, especially to the political class, especially to the residents, to the citizens? Political rallies are going to keep happening, especially as we gear up towards the general election. So, yeah, it's quite staggering to think about this. So it would be interesting to see all this brazen political militia operating in plain sight. What steps are going to be taken? Okay, and I want to engage you. I want to hear what your thoughts are on this matter as well. And then we also have a story about Kenyans put on high alert as Super El Nino threatens severe flooding. We have been warned that at least 1.5 million Kenyans could be adversely affected by flooding during the October to December rainfall season, with several counties facing the risk of displacement, a destruction of farms, infrastructure, and loss of lives. Tana River, Garissa, Kilifi, Mandera, Marsabit, Wajir, Nairobi, Busia, Kisumu, Narok, Mombasa, and Baringo counties will be hit the hardest with devastating impacts, this according to experts. And a further estimated 50,000 households will also be exposed to landslides in prone counties, including Murang'a, Elgeyo Marakwet, West Pokot, Kiambu, Baringo, Makueni, and Tharaka Nithi counties, where consecutive days of rainfall of between 20 millimeters and 50 millimeters a day are expected. The paper continues to say that the prolonged rains will also lead to disease outbreaks, with another 1.5 million households being exposed to vector and waterborne diseases in the northeastern, coastal, and lake basin regions. This emerged during the 74th Greater Horn of Africa Climate Outlook Forum when the October-November Development 2026 seasonal focus in Kigali, Rwanda, was happening. The forum brought together climate scientists and sector experts and partners during the release, and some of the things that were able to come out of this, and I quote, this also coming from the IGAD director, Dr. Abdi Fidar, said that we must continue sharing information, strengthening coordination, and preparing together. No country or institution would be able to address these challenges alone. The Intergovernmental Authority on Development, that is IGAD, is committed to supporting this collective effort and to working with our member states and partners to ensure that climate information reaches those who are in need of it. That's the director of the IGAD Climate Prediction and Applications Center, Dr. Abdi Fidar. He also goes on to say further that we have the forecasting now. There is no shortage of early warning, actually, and we have the time to act. So we have to act now. There's no time to waste. He also says that let us use the information before us to protect the livelihoods, safeguard livelihoods, and to strengthen the resilience of the region, he added. And as usual, in Kenya, we always like to act surprised about things. This is exactly what happened last year. If you recall, in 2025, the meteorological department, that was quite a mouthful to say, oh my goodness, the meteorological department came out and warned us like months in advance, way in advance, about what the floods were impeding, some of the floods that were impeding. And indeed, it came around March there in last year, and we saw the devastation that those floods caused. We had a lot of loss of lives. People lost their homes. People lost their property as well. And it was a very destabilizing moment in the country. And you even wonder if we have experts and systems that have been put in place so that they can be so that we can have telltale signs. Why do we not plan accordingly? Like, why do we wait until when crisis strikes, and then that's when we want to start running around and acting on emergency? You know, nothing should be an emergency in a country where we're talking about 2 billion Kenya shillings just being lost on corruption. All that money can be redirected to create proper drainage systems. We should be having better sanitation. We should be having conversations about how do we reclaim our land. Of course, I'm not naive enough to know that there is a lot of factors that are that are at play, so that we find ourselves in the precarious moment that we find ourselves. But that should not be an excuse. Like, I do not believe in a country being run on emergencies when we have safeguards that have been put in place, when the taxpayers are paying taxes, clinching deeper into their pockets to keep paying taxes, and we do not see where these taxes go, okay? So, yeah, again, it's one of those very frustrating things about life in Kenya and life as a Kenyan, because there is a misprioritization which needs to stop. And it's a conversation that never stops, really, if you are to live in this country. But moving on quite along, on the Daily Nation, of course, the story about goons is top of the page there. So please do grab your copy of the Daily Nation and read from page 2 to 3 of that story in depth. Then we have a story on Sharon's family in talks with Obado for assistance. And actually, this is a story that has come out again, where Obado is seeking forgiveness from the family of Sharon Otieno. And according to the Standard newspaper this morning, they've been able to say that they've been in talks with the family of they've been in talks with Sharon's Otieno family. And it's quite sad to note that one of the things that they are asking Obado is that they need to he needs, rather, as compensation, he needs to stabilize their home, because it comes off as if Sharon's family does not necessarily, like, it's not a well-off family, right? And one of the things that have been able to come up is that, yes, since the death of Sharon had taken a toll on them, and she had left children whom now they have to fend for, that the family is asking for Obado to kind of help stabilize their lives, and I do not know what you think about this. What do you think about that whole premise? Because the premise here is that just because the high and mighty in society can sort of find a way of buying themselves out of the problems that they cause, and knowing that because we live in a country where the people that are mostly disenfranchised are the people that do not have means, like, for example, poor people, then it means that justice becomes short-handed, right? Because as long as we can pay our way, then we live, the premise of it is that if we can find ourselves living in a society where the high and mighty can always find a way to pay themselves out of a precarious conversation or accountability or justice, then it means that justice will not necessarily ever be reached or arrived at in the way that it needs to be arrived at. So yeah, those are some of the stories that are making the headlines this morning, but please do grab your copy of the dailies and get more stories on that as well. I'm going to take a quick breather, and when we come back, my guest, Mr. John Maina, he's a lawyer, and we are going to be talking about Katiba at 16. Where are we? The rule of law in this country, 16 years of the Kenyan Constitution, the gaps, the gains, constitutionalism. Where are we with all these big questions of Katiba at 16? So that conversation coming up in just a moment. For now, let me take a quick breather. We'll be right back after this.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Run the rhythm. Nanza jela umu, la viliisha mapema. Mapenzi yashanidhulumu, maisha haya ya sinema. Kwani tutakula mapenzi tu, swali limenivua heshima. Ipo siku nitafaulu, na roho yangu mimi nitaikinga. Oh, ni salama, salama nawe. Napiga sala, na nainama, lazima niname. Mbinguni nafika, yashamwagika na yatazoleka. Siwezi shindwa, so ni salama, salama nawe, salama. Yawa angomi jara, hera olokorea jaya. Abebi na sina ubaya, el koda mogi kapoke simotaya. Angomi jara, hera olokorea jaya. Abebi na sina ubaya, el koda mogi kapoke simotaya. Kirisim nataya, kirisim nataya. Oh, kirisim nataya, abebo kirisim nataya. Asebedo kamanyo manyonga gima maramari. Tomatino mayudo okuromi ju anybody. Oh, awino Mariana, ona umefanya biwanga jwer, ulinidanganya, utakuwa pamoja kodanya kachie. Salama, salama nawe, napiga sala na nainama, sharti niname. Mbinguni nafika, yashamwagika, yatazoleka. Siwezi shindwa, so ni salama, salama nawe, salama. Yawa angomi jara, hera olokorea jaya. Abebi na sina ubaya, mel koda mogi kapoke simotaya. Angomi jara, hera olokorea jaya. Abebi na sina ubaya, mel koda mogi kapoke simotaya.
the same and not tired.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio. From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Nowhere
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That is Morengi. The song is Wanyoike. It is playing right here on Power Radio. This is the Power Morning Drive Show. My name is Wanyoike, and it's really, really good to see you. It's good to have you. Again, if you're just joining us, you're just in time for our conversation this morning. We are going to be talking about Katiba at 16. And the premise of that is that in 2010, we promulgated the Constitution. For the longest time, we kept saying that it is the new Constitution, but now it's 16 years. It's been 16 years. In a way, it feels new. In a way, it feels kind of not new because of the gaps that are yet to be, to be fixed within the Kenyan Constitution. So today, we're joined by none other than the one and only Mr. John Maina Ndegwa, who is a lawyer, a constitutional expert, and he's going to tell us about, among many other things, what he is passionate about in these matters of the law. So karibu sana, Bwana Maina. It's good to have you.
Good.
Yes, please tell the people hello, introduce yourself, and anything that you would like them to know about you, and then we can get into our conversation.
Again, I'm John Maina Ndegwa,
Yes.
an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, and also a human rights defender.
All right, karibu sana.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, a human rights defender, an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. This must be a very interesting time that you find yourself being, those many things. If you could tell us just a bit about the status of human rights in Kenya, because it all ties into the Katiba. What can you tell us? We are living in very interesting times. I mean, I was just looking at the papers today, reading about the rise of Gunism and how they've become very... the terror, the political violence and terror in the country has become very proliferated in a way that is very unbecoming of us. So, what can you tell us about the state of human rights in Kenya as it stands?
Let me say that it's a sad state.
Yeah.
That even though we are celebrating 16 years since the enactment of the new constitution, the gains we have made so far, it's like we have some crowback. Yeah. Under article or the provisions we have in our constitution, and notably the Bill of Rights, somehow we are not doing good. It's true that the train has left the station, but we are not yet there. We are still on the road. So I hope that one day we learn from the past and be able to mend and live to the constitutional spirit that our fathers fought for. But we are not there.
So your assessment of the Katiba at 16 as it stands, in what ways, looking at it, in what ways has it fundamentally changed the political, social, cultural, and also economic transformation in this country?
Fundamentally, we can't say that we are where we were prior to 2010. But after the promulgation of the 2010 Constitution, we had high hopes that we'd be able to move to the canon we are talking of today. But somehow along the way, it's as if we missed the mark. Instead of going north, we began regressing back south. And somehow we are seemingly back to the dictatorship that we so fought for to dismantle. That's my fear.
When you talk about dictatorship, what do you mean?
The 2010 Constitution tried to decentralize power. That is the hallmark of the 2010 Constitution. And if you read through history, the 1963 Constitution was bicameral in nature. In other words, the devolution we are talking about at 1963, we had the same. That is where you hear about a federal. It was structured in a federal fashion, or what was later people talked about Majimbo. Yeah, Majimbo was a name that was used to tarnish the noble idea of federalism we had, or like we talk about today. Yeah, but we are so the constitution at the time provided for a prime minister and also for presidency. But somehow today it's like we are crawling back. It's like the president, whether knowingly or ignorantly, is trying to consolidate power and forgetting that we are living in a new dispensation. So somehow people are not allowing devolution. People are not, the executive is not allowing the new constitution to live. They are trying to live. It's like we have those hangover prior to 2010, so that we don't have that civil or democratic space that the 2010 constitution envisaged. Yeah.
I think what you are alluding to is that we are living under an authoritarian regime. And it would be interesting to hear, because the precepts of an authoritarian regime is, for example, what you're saying, central power, where instead of us having power decentralized, we have as if one individual being the holder of almost absolute power, right?
Yeah.
I wonder how authoritarianism poses a threat to constitutional development and progress, especially for a state as Kenya.
Yeah, when you hear Kenyans being abducted now and then, the whole idea of abducting Kenyans is try to shut them up. Any person who is coming up with contrary opinion to the ruling regime, then we have this silencing by, and actually the whole issues about Goonism is flourishing in Kenya.
Yes.
Is try to stop dissent of opinion in Kenya. So that is the whole justification about authoritarianism, so that anybody or everybody must toe the same line. Any contrary opinion must be suppressed. We are living under a new constitution. So those who think that they can try and shut the mouth of Kenyans, they are lost, or maybe they are living in yesteryears. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Could you tell us about the historical events that took place before we got our new constitution? What was happening, if you can remember anything? What was happening in Kenya prior to 2010 that set us on this journey of acquiring a new constitution and it being domesticated within the Kenyan context?
The struggle to the new constitution is a journey that took many years, and not just about time. Lives were involved. Many Kenyans were maimed, others were killed. The struggle began in not even in the 1980s, but just after independence. Yeah, if my history can remind me, by 1965, is when you had people like Jaramogi, who was then the vice president, left the government, forming that opposition party. Those were the early struggles. And by 1982, the government of Kenya had passed a legislation that made Kenya a de jure party state. That is to say, officially, in 1982, Kenya legally became a one-party state. Remember that by 1965 and 1962, the government had banned such parties. Yeah, you had people like Jaramogi and others like Paul Ngei. They had formed parties. But even though the government outlawed these parties, there was no single law that made it illegal to have or made it official for Kenya to be a single party state. It was de facto in nature. It took time. It's only in 1982 that a law was passed making Kenya a de jure or by law single party state. So that period stayed or transited until 1992, 1991, I think might be 1991, where Moi at Kasarani made that public pronouncement that the Constitution or article, that time they never talked about article, it was section, I think section 2A. Section 2A be amended so as to make Kenya a multi-party state. That is the journey that Kenya involved. So when we talk about 2010, the enactment of a 2010 constitution, and people are not tithing to it, they are not abiding to it, it bothers me. Many Kenyans lost lives. Yet today we want to sacrifice the sweat, the blood, how many people were maimed. We don't see it as if it's anything to go by.
You know, and a lot of talk with the Kenyan constitution is that it's one of the progressive constitutions that are there in Africa, if not the world. And there's also the clauses of the Bill of Rights, for example, that is enshrined within the Kenyan constitution. But then to paint a picture for us, in Kenya, especially with since 2022, because of a regime change, we have seen constantly enforced disappearances. We've seen the rise of extrajudicial killings as well in this country. We are seeing also even a regional contestation of rights, human rights. You know, we talk about Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania being sort of in a syndicate where the undermining of citizens' rights is happening on the rise day in, day out. So when you think about the context that we are living in as a nation, how frustrating does it get to you as a constitutional expert and as a person who works closely within the law? Because yes, we do have a constitution, but I think the problem is the lack of constitutionalism. And that gap, where do we make the distinction between these two? And what are some of the ways that we must, by all means, fight for the document to be socialized within all the aspects and tenets of our life in Kenya?
One thing that made the 1963 constitution unworkable is because the executive worked so hard and killed the bills of rights. By the time we are enacting the 2010 constitution, Kenya actually never had bills of rights. It had been negated. So one of the good things that we have in the 2010 constitution is the reenactment of the Bill of Rights. So the government has tried so much, even through the BBI suggesting, giving proposal about how the constitution can be changed. But again, the founders and the framers of our constitution knew that the executive always has the temptation to change the constitution so as to favor the ruling elite. One thing I can say about our constitution, even though progressive, our constitution, possibly unlike the American constitution, if I have to compare. You see, the American constitution is founded on trust. So that the framers, even though is over 200 years old, the framers just did something short. The American Constitution is actually just shorter than the Kenyan Constitution. Yeah, knowing that in future successive governments would build on that. They will not interfere with the fundamental structure. But when you look at the Kenyan Constitution is modeled on distrust or mistrust. Having historical justification of how the government patched, that is the Kenyatta, the 1963 government, how it destroyed that founding constitution. Then the framers of the 2010 constitution, and this is why you find that the Kenyan constitution is so large, is much longer than the American constitution, because the Kenyan constitution is modeled on distrust. Actually, you put everything there. Like you have to put the Bill of Rights there and says that the human life is sacrosanct. You put everything there so that you don't leave room for anybody. But you see, the American Constitution is just something short.
Almost simplistic.
It's simplistic, but you allow now Parliament, the Congress, and the others to build laws around it. But here, the Kenyan Constitution, and that is why even Article 255 and 256 make it too hard to change. The Kenyan Constitution, we are just talking about 16 years. The American Constitution has survived 237 years with only 27 amendments. Those are the things we have great things about. But this is a constitution, is only 16 years old, but we have just started talking about how to amend it.
Sure.
Why do we want to amend it? Why can't we have other laws through Parliament that can try and shield or fill the gaps? You did raise a critical issue about constitutionalism. There is a clear difference between a constitution and constitutionalism. A constitution is just a document. This is the booklet we call a constitution. It's just give the basic structure of the governance of this country. But the spirit under which we obey the black and white found in this piece of paper, that is the constitutionalism we talk about. In other words, you can have a constitution without constitutionalism, but you cannot have constitutionalism without constitution. So what we are lacking in Kenya, instead of us talking about how we are going to change here, how we are going to amend here and there, we should first work on our values. We should first value what we have. I don't think we have exercised enough what we find in this constitution, so that now we need to justify it in other ways. So what I think we are lacking in Kenya is constitutionalism, not the constitution, we have it, but how we are subservient to it, how much we are committed to teeth around it. That is the missing gap.
It is, as a believer, there's a verse in the Bible that says, you who hear the word and do not do it, you are worse than an infidel. Correct. So I think it's also very parallel to what we are doing here in this country. And I like the juxtaposition between, for example, quite an advanced democracy, as you've stated, the American democracy, that their constitution is mostly based on trust, while here it's based on mistrust. And we've had attempts of amending this Kenyan constitution. Came the BBI, that there was the Building Bridges Initiative. We also had the NADCO report, right, which was also in one way that it wanted to kind of make its way into I would say compromising the constitution and also constitutionalism. So it is clear that indeed constitutionalism is what needs to happen. Why are we not investing in ways to make it happen? Is it that brokers of power are standing in the way of this?
The problem we have in Kenya, we do things for political expediency.
Yeah.
And that is why we have goons thriving. It's becoming a movement. I don't know what we are going to do because we never learned from the 2007 chaos we had in this country. So we have politicians. They don't care. So long as things are working politically, that is the whole justification we have. We have people being killed, people being abducted, yet the Bill of Rights, it's so clear. You wonder why institutions are not working, why the police cannot arrest the goons. That tells you that it depends. So long as the goons are working closely with the ruling regime, then that is fine. There's every justification for it. And the sad thing with it, when Kenyans find that they cannot be protected by those who are vested with those powers, then what do Wananchi do? Everything, then it's God for us. It's like we have now to privately secure our lives. And the next thing you hear is about Kenya is a banana republic. So what I should say, institutions like the National Integration and Cohesion Commission should work. They should not side with the ruling regime. This is an independent commission. You have the National Police Service. The Inspector General, constitutionally, is supposed to work independently. He should not be taking instructions from somebody. So when we have people who are somehow working to probably to working seemingly for the ruling elite or those in power, then Kenyans don't have any cause to believe in them. We'll have like to fend for ourselves.
Indeed. And the first preamble says that all power belongs to the people. How true is that statement within your lived experience assessment?
It's true that the sovereign power belongs to the people and vested or given to those now who are elected. And the whole presupposition is this, is that once we have people in power whom we have delegated or whom we have donated that mandate to speak on our behalf, the same persons now turn against us. It becomes disastrous. Because the presupposition of the Constitution is that this sovereign, and by the way, the Constitution says that the sovereign will of the people can be exercised directly or through representatives. And I think when it comes to representatives, Kenyans have lost track. I think the next direction we'll be going is that we are going to exercise it directly. I don't know how directly we are going to exercise it.
Apart from protests.
That is the path we are pursuing. Because through elected representatives, then it has become like a cocktail. They are cooking and eating together. Even you wonder, where is the opposition? It's nowhere.
The opposition, I think, is the Kenyan people and Twitter.
That's the direction we'll take then.
Let's now shift gears to the rule of law. And again, very undermined, as we have seen countless times. The powers that be, we find that justice has a shorthand when it comes to holding mostly powerful people accountable. We are seeing the constant undermining of the rule of law in the country. So what can you tell us about, again, moving towards where indeed the
rule of law
is contingent
is fundamental concept of constitutionalism because the underlying thinking around it is that people tether or abide to the law. That means that nobody is above the law. Even the president, even though insulated from criminal proceeding, is also accountable before law. Yeah, so that is the whole hallmark about rule of law. It's there in Article 10. Article 10 provide about the national values. And one of the national value is about being subject to the rule of law. As to whether that has been actualized in the current constitutional dispensation is a different thing altogether.
Yeah.
But the whole idea about constitutionalism is willing and recognizing the existence of these sacrosanct rules that are meant for the good of the society.
Yeah.
Yeah. You did also raise in your previous candid conversation. Yeah. I heard you mention about the Obado issue. Yeah, him trying to reach out to the Sharon family. And why I did raise that, you did mention something to the extent that at time justice is subjective in Kenya, so that it seems favorable or working to those who have deep pockets. Yeah, the whole justification about the criminal justice system under which now he's subject to, having been found culpable for the wrongs. Yeah, the criminal justice, aims probably to rectify the wrongdoers, either through there's something we refer as retribution. Retribution is, okay, in the old ways, biblical ways, is where they talked about an eye for an eye. But at times I know that practically it might be hard. But in more current scenarios, we talk about it being punitive. Yeah. Other than it being punitive, the criminal justice system also is there to restore a person. A person who was erstwhile, given to doing wrong, can be restored and molded into a responsible citizen. But when you have persons trying to compromise or bungle up the system, I think it negates the whole essence, because the issue is not giving up money, making them live well, as probably they are. Okay, it's okay if they can be settled and live better. But has the person been molded to be a better responsible citizen? Because also the criminal justice system is there to deter other likely offenders. So if you give room that people can bite out, what lessons are you putting there? Does it mean that every other moneyed person can just go around the justice system and go out? What lessons are we putting forth? So for me, even though it might be done, I don't think that is the whole essence. And this is the things we are having, the problems that our constitutional era is facing. That the Constitution is applied depending, it depends on who is interpreting it. Who is applying it. And when we have different application, people lose trust in the whole system.
How so? How does the law's interpretation change the course of how it's applied?
The Constitution has let me say that the Constitution first and foremost speaks for itself. The good thing about the constitutional framers, in 2010, they did not give room on how we out there can interpret the Constitution. Yeah, when you look at the backside of the Constitution, it has that interpretation schedule. It tries to define each and every word so that only when that we have issues or interpretation, probably like the 2/3 rule, is when then the Supreme Court, actually the Constitution says that where there are issues regarding interpretation, then the Supreme or the High Court can intervene. Most foremost is the High Court. The High Court has one mandate to interpret it. But where the High Court cannot, it can refer the same, probably get guidance from the Supreme Court. But when we have persons interpreting the Constitution depending on their political affiliation, then we are doomed.
Interesting. So I was having a conversation this week with my friends who are in the law practice, and we were arguing about what is the most fundamental principle of the Katiba, and we could not come to an agreement of which one it is. I wonder, from your perspective, what is the fundamental principle of the Katiba, and have we moved away from its socialization as we stand?
Okay, there's no, when you look at the entire Constitution, all of it has the same import. We can't say that one aspect is greater than the other. All of them are of the same placement. But more fundamentally, when you talk about the Bill of Rights under Chapter 4, remember the Bill of Rights involve our lives. It protects, actually, it infuses life on us. If you scrap the Bill of Rights under Chapter 4, then all of us are extinguished. That's the whole import of it. So for me, even though every other article, chapter has the same placement, I would think that Chapter 4, which secure our basic fundamental rights, takes priority. It is the Bill of Rights that gives us the primacy of life.
So the Bill of Rights stands out as a basic principle in the Katiba.
And that's why I said the first thing that the previous government before 2010 did was to erode that Bill of Rights. So that's when people could be detained. You could have those house arrests. You know the stories of the likes of Matiba, Rubia. It's because we never had the Bill of Rights.
How has the Katiba 2010 sort of changed the way that you show up in law practice?
I think currently the space we have is more extended. And like yesteryears, when we had the Mwakenya, the dissidents, those days, they were detained, the Koigwa Mweres. I think today the activist has more civil space. You can go to the streets without worrying so much. Even the police, even though
they are killing us.
Even though there are those but the majority of the police are cognizant of the new spirit in the 2010 Constitution. Of course, we have those few who are living in those dark eras, but the majority, even when they arrest you, they do recognize that times have changed.
Interesting. Right. You're just joining us. Thank you so much for making the time. We are deep in the meats and the bones of our discussion this morning with Wakili Maina, and we're talking about Katiba at 16. Where are we as a country? The Constitution was promulgated. Yes, it was a fantastic document that was supposed to somehow change the purview of Kenyan life as we know it. But 16 years on, have we achieved anything? Are there gains that have been made? Are there the gaps? What can we do in terms of integrating the Katiba into our nation? How do we systemize? How do we institutionalize it? So that conversation is still going to continue. So if you have any questions for our Wakili, please make sure you do so on our YouTube section is Power Radio. I can already see the comments have started streaming in. I will be reading some of your comments and questions for our Wakili as we take a quick break. We will be right back after this. So please do not move anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Nalipa tax na hata siwezi afford kupanda taxi. Kwa banki sina kakitu siwezi afford hata shati. Maji nanywa ya kanjo yako ya chupa za mapambo. Nalipia mtoto wako elimu ya bure ya juu. Unanipa ya bure lakini ya udu. Oh no. Nitapata wapi majibu ya maswali? Mahindi lienda wapi?
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Ajuaeni mama uchungu wake mwana, ajuaeni mama uchungu wake mwana. Moyo wangu haki utapata lini? Moyo wangu jeraha litapona lini? Jeraha litapona lini? Haki utapata lini? Simu yake iko mteja, by this time yeye wakeja. Napata miss call kibao, kwani leo ni hao? Sito screami na echo esto nzima, TV screen siamini Kenya News nasema kuna jina bibi akipoteza bwana, mtoto akipoteza mzazi, mama akipoteza mwana, mnamuita nande? Ilikuwa tu jana, hiyo sio future alipanga. Kukula mchele parliament ni makosa ina deserve bullet. Hakupeana life for the struggle, alinyang'anya ujana kwa zalendo, kubeba flag na water bottle. Mnawasha kando kurudi kwa mwapenda hao. Nguvu nitapata wapi kubeba casket ya mwanao? Moyo wangu haki utapata lini? Moyo wangu jeraha litapona lini? Moyo wangu haki utapata lini? Moyo wangu jeraha litapona lini? Jeraha litapona lini? Haki utapata lini? Press briefing walibandikwa jina za kutisha fani. Ushuru nilipa ilinunua bullet kwa nyang'anya uhai. Mzazi na feel nilikuwa accomplice. Shortest eulogy, grip ya mchanga mkononi na rusha wa fast flag imewarap around casket. Bury the Kenyan dream once again, the Kenyan nightmare in a win. Akiamka ilikuwa siku kama ingine, turns out haikuwa siku kama ingine. The leaders of tomorrow hakuona tomorrow. Lengo ilikuwa kusecure future, hiyo future hakusecure. Plain clothes walivaa mask, wali make sure vitu zina wako nikiwa benefit. Sivyo wana scramble no egg benedict. Moyo wangu haki utapata lini? Moyo wangu jeraha litapona lini? Moyo wangu haki utapata lini? Moyo wangu jeraha litapona lini? Jeraha litapona lini? Haki utapata lini? Siku za hero wa Gen Z akimaliza kuwa trending topic, nitabaki bila sani title ya mzazi. David akuslay giant, alitumiana salamu kwa simu, lasi alionekana ni kwa boot ya mbaru. Free little pigs, waliambiwa wolf anaitisha meeting kwa nyumba ya nyasi. Nyumba ya mawe wagoje kiasi, mpango ya housing levy, utani convince aje. Ali die for a worthy cause, comrade mulishare Colgate kupaka macho. Mkaoshwa na pink H2O, unamgeukia betrayal ya bandos. Tomorrow's gonna come, niko stuck yesterday with my son. Ajuaeni mama uchungu wake mwana, ajuaeni mama uchungu wake mwana. Moyo wangu haki utapata lini? Moyo wangu jeraha litapona lini? Jeraha litapona lini? Haki utapata lini?
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Hii track inanichangamsha na vile nilikuwa nimechoka. nimechoka na kutoa kitu kidogo. Nikitatao karancho dosh kama mbao kasi tatoa kitu kidogo. Sitowi kitu kidogo. Nasema nini sitowi kitu kidogo. Utalala ndani sitowi kitu kidogo. Mbele dosajo nimechoka na kutoa hongo. Sitowi kitu kidogo. Nasema nini sitowi kitu kidogo. Utalala ndani sitowi kitu kidogo. Mbele dosajo nimechoka na kutoa hongo. Kila wii anadai corruption ni blanda. Hata makarau lakini bado wananihanda. Napatana nao usiku nkitoka job kwa njia ka sina mia hawezi nihurumia. Kwanza kijana epuko wa kipande Maze Joe uskini lisa hawafande. Okay, sasa itabidi umelala naye. Hapana najua right zangu yo sikubali. Ati una right minaona una wrong. Akanipiga kibao karivasi ndani yao. Kweka ima wako Mariamu inaniongelesha nadhani we ni nyanyangu. Si hivyo nimefikisha 18 tu juzi. Napata ID tafa shunelo kuna upuzi. Ina go down. Slow down. Sielewi yo lungaza kuongea ganje. Sitowi kitu kidogo. Nasema nini sitowi kitu kidogo. Utalala ndani sitowi kitu kidogo. Mbele dosajo nimechoka na kutoa hongo. Sitowi kitu kidogo. Nasema nini sitowi kitu kidogo. Utalala ndani sitowi kitu kidogo. Mbele dosajo nimechoka na kutoa hongo. Tumechezana watu ka 15 kwa hiyo pick up. Kila store wakosi watu wa kupick up. Kaa huna ganji beba yeye. Unikani mathri beba yeye. Wote wanabonga juu ya thegi anaitwa Onyi. Nasikia huko ndani yendo fast body. Wanuliza karao Onyi hayuko. Hamna bahati nyangao Onyi ilo. Nikaa kila mtu hapo anatupa mbao. Wanachilia wakibrai karao na mathao. Kabaki solo sana elekea ndani bana. Umefika nyumbani ishula. Ananiandikia sina ID kwa kitabu ya OB. Kisha anaongezea drunk and disorderly. Anakubali amekosea lakini eti ana raba. Neza kutokenunua raba 700. Sitowi kitu kidogo. Nasema nini sitowi kitu kidogo. Utalala ndani sitowi kitu kidogo. Mbele dosajo nimechoka na kutoa hongo. Sitowi kitu kidogo. Nasema nini sitowi kitu kidogo. Utalala ndani sitowi kitu kidogo. Mbele dosajo nimechoka na kutoa hongo. Ndani kuna nuka kacho watu wamelala kwa floor 444 hadi wana snow. Najisunda kando nipate kausingizi. Nasikia Onyi hapa kuna nyama wiki. Kuna giza titi kuona si easy. Onyi anabonga ujapa chini. Kidhani yatanipiga hadi mideri anazusha. Mafara wanashika wakini. Ananishow ni keti tunaanza kupiga story. Mbaka che kumbe jela siku bori. Napata mabeste ka 52 uko ndani. Mmoja mbaka ananiahidi job mtaani. Imepita kama mwaka tangu hiyo noma. Nilipata hiyo job inanilipa vinoma. Kwa Toyota Prado nasimamishwa na karao. Nacheka kama wenda saile na msho. Sitowi kitu kidogo. Nasema nini sitowi kitu kidogo. Utalala ndani sitowi kitu kidogo. Mbele dosajo nimechoka na kutoa hongo. Sitowi kitu kidogo. Nasema nini sitowi kitu kidogo. Utalala ndani sitowi kitu kidogo. Mbele dosajo nimechoka na kutoa hongo.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That was hot from the kitchen of Caliph Records. It's Jim Watt. The song is Sitoi Kitu Kidogo. I remember growing up on Jim Watt, and you know, I mean, that song was quite rave when it came out. Yeah, it was incredible. I think it was one of my first run-ins with art as a mode of activism. I don't know. Were you a fan of Jim Watt back in the day, or no? Not really.
Not really.
Not really. Yeah. But he introduced me to the idea that art can be used as a tool of activism. Yes, and it is playing right here on Power Radio. Welcome back. This is the Power Morning Drive Show. You're still with me, and Wanyoike. We're still here with a lawyer and constitutional expert, Mr. John Maina Ndegwa. We are still in the discussion about the Kenyan Constitution, but I've been seeing that you guys are closely following. Let me give a quick shout out. We have John Waiharo. Shout out to you. He's saying, I love this discussion. It's very enlightening. Keep going. And Wanyoike and Cancel John. But I also have my personal people here who are tuning in. Na wako na maswali kadhaa. So the first one is from Kalondu. And she's saying, the Constitution created checks and balances between the executive, parliament, and the judiciary. Are those checks and balances working as intended? That's a question from Kalondu. And then we have one from Jasmine. She's asking, how independent are Kenya's constitutional institutions when political interests come to play? All right. And then there is one from James Anauliza. Why does accountability remain such a difficult conversation in Kenya despite us having a very strong constitutional framework? So we will start with the first one from Kalondu, where she's asking about the constitution having created checks and balances between the executive, the National Assembly, and the judiciary. Are those checks and balances working as intended? And if not so, how do we ensure that we are getting there?
Yeah, one of the cardinal precepts about the 2010 Constitution is the checks and balances we have. Prior to the 2010 Constitution, you had a president who could pick judges, a president who could dissolve parliament at wish, a president who could appoint 10 ministers. So that was political patronage. So with the 2010 Constitution, it has tried to have checks and balances so that if you are a cabinet minister, you should not be at the same time being in parliament. Prior to 2010 Constitution, for you to be a minister, you had to be a sitting member of parliament. That's how the Constitution was. So that from parliament is where the president chose his cabinet. So for clear checks and balances so that you don't have overlap between the three arms of government, then you have the ideal concept, which is so primal in a democracy, known as checks and balances. But the unfortunate thing, and which we have been fighting even in court, for example, we have CS, cabinet secretaries, who are serving in the in the executive wing of government, but still they are trying to politic. So those are some of the things that negate the separation of powers, the checks and balances we have. And at times, I think people either do this either ignorantly or intentionally. Because if you have a cabinet secretary, you are there to serve the people of Kenya, you are being paid by their taxpayers, yet you are there aligning yourself with a political side, then that becomes regrettable. So we have checks and balances in template insofar as the Constitution is, but at times, in terms of practice, it's not real. It's something ideal. You have seen parliamentarians singing to the executive wing. Clearly, that also somehow negates the concept of checks and balances. So that's why I said that the train has left the station, but we are not yet there. And I think what we should work for this constitution to be progressive is work for posterity.
How do we do that?
When we begin people working, probably placarding those who are in power, so that probably you extract resources. It's okay. You can get all the world. You can get all the monies. But you are not being fair to the future generations that come. The reason why I said the American Constitution is founded on trust.
Yeah.
You can bet that the successive regime, be it the Democrats, the Republican, they will work for the good of that constitution.
Yeah.
But the problem we have in Kenya, we look at what benefits us in the instance, forgetting about tomorrow. You can have a member of parliament eating together with a member of the executive arm. That destroys tomorrow. And I think we should project ourselves to the future, 100 years to come, so that when the executive, for example, the way we had the issues in Meru, a land being hived from the Meru forest so as to create supposedly a state lodge. As a member of the executive, you can be able to analyze that, independently, logically, without yourself aligning. Just because you are in the government, you don't have to support everything. You can be in the government and stand up and say, even though I'm in the government, what is being done is wrong. There's nothing wrong. You can be man enough and stand up. You don't have to support everything. And that is what is destroying us. When you have the opposition being sucked into the ruling regime, it is okay. We can justify it and talk about we are doing it for the good of Kenya. We are doing it to unite. It's okay. You can unite, and it's good. But at the same time, that justification should not be used to erode the constitutional momentum we so need in this country. You should not use that coming together to justify repression in this country. That is the dark path we are pursuing. So somehow checks and balances are there. They are well founded in the Constitution, but people deliberately refuse to follow them.
Interesting. And thank you for answering that. I hope, Kalondu, you have been answered. And then we have the question on the independence of our constitutional institutions, especially when political interests come into play.
The best example I can give is the National Cohesion or the National Integration and Cohesion Commission. Why people are crying? We have people making insidious statements from both sides, either the opposition and the government. But why Kenyans are losing trust in this commission is only when members of the opposition makes these statements that the commission is rattled. That's when it acts. So for this commission to gain confidence of Kenyans, it should bite on both ends. You don't only act when it's about the opposition. Act even when it's the president. There's nothing wrong. Even at times the president make reckless statements. Speak about it. They are not your employers. This is an independent commission. So I think somehow some of these commissions have either they are fearful. I don't know what happened. They're independent in nature. And when the Constitution created independent commission and institution is to avoid intrusion. At times you could have the president probably firing such. Before you had the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, you had CASA. It was Kenya Anti-Commission. At that time, it was headed by this Haron Mwau. And you see, those times, the president, actually Haron Mwau was appointed by the president. The president fired him. But for this current current commission, you don't have to fear that. The president cannot sack you. You got that job through vetting that went through parliament. Why fear?
Interesting. Okay, and then we have a question here from James. He's asking about, especially with the elections coming up, are Kenyans participating in governance between elections, or have we reduced democracy largely by to voting every 5 years?
One thing all along I had is the great confidence that is enunciated by our 2010 Constitution, that this Constitution recognizes the right of suffrage. Suffrage is the right to participate in electoral processes. In Kenya, we have after every 5 years. But whereas that right is life, I don't know what portend in 2023. Yeah, given what we are seeing, the goons, I think most Kenyans, and what I think, whether by design or otherwise, we are having this culture of goonism thrive. I think in one way is to instill fear among Kenyans. Yeah, you do recall that some months ago we had like 1 million intake of new voters, the Gen Z largely. So, and we thought that coming to the general elections, these numbers would diametrically change the arithmetics in the electoral process. But with the fear being instilled in Kenyans, I think most Kenyans might not risk going to vote. And I think this is something they are working for deliberately, to instill fear in Kenyans. So I cry for democracy in Kenya. We are going in the wrong path.
As it stands.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we are running out of time, and we've come to almost the end of our conversation today. It's clear that the Kenyan Constitution has a lot of promise, but a lot of gaps as well. So between where we are and the distance between where we are and the gaps being closed, what must happen?
Let me say first, there's no perfect constitution in the world. Perfection is a mirage. It's never achievable. Even the so-said democratic states we have in the world, led by America, the mere fact we had over 13 amendments in their constitution, that tells you that their constitution was not perfect. In fact, the 13th amendment in the American Constitution is what introduced the Bill of Rights. The American Constitution, as crafted, never had that vital component of Bill of Rights. So even our Kenyan Constitution can never be perfect, and never will there be perfection. So what we need to do is not tamper with the current Constitution, but we can insulate the so-called gaps, can be addressed through legislation. We can have laws, like, for example, it's true, one of the critical gap we have is like the fulfillment of the 2/3 rule. I know also Article 43 provides some socio-economic rights. It provides for right of housing. It provides for right of food. But these are the court said these are progressive rights. It means that it's something that is not achievable in the moment. So what can happen is you can enact legislation to cure this outside the Constitution. You don't have to tamper with the Constitution in the name of achieving some of these rights. They can be achieved outside the Constitution. Article 255 and 256, as I said, they make our Constitution rigid. While the former Constitution was tampered with is because it was so flexible. It only provided for any number above 65% to amend that constitution. So long as, and you know that time it was monolithic, it was only KANU. So the ruling regime could amass that number. 65% is not so much, and it could go around and tear that constitution.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, the framers made this constitution really hard to amend.
Yeah.
And I think the courts were right when they said that the BBI should not be allowed to amend this constitution.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the moment you allow politicians to amend this, I tell you, to be just a trash. It will be just a piece of paper. You cannot allow that.
Right.
Yeah.
Looking ahead, do you potentially see the custodianship of the Katiba changing hands? And if it was to deliver a promise of an idealistic society, an idealistic nation, what would that country 16 years from now look like?
The Katiba belongs to the people insofar as the supreme will is vested in the people. Katiba does not belong to politicians. Where we go wrong is when we allow politicians to decide our destiny. The citizens of this country should take leadership and decide their destiny. Our destiny should not be determined by the ruling regime. It's for us to work and actualize what we want. The Constitution has given us all we want. And so long as we join hands, and lead ourselves as citizens of this republic, we can do whatever we aspire. Remember, I talked about issues of constitutionalism. It's about values. The politicians have refused to change. The same politicians we had in yesteryears in 1963 who are hell-bent changing the constitution, the same politicians we have today. So it's we, the citizens of this republic, to assimilate and have at heart the constitutional ideals that are spelled here and protect and live to the spirit of this constitution. Yeah, it's not the politicians.
Yeah.
So
looking ahead, in your parting shot, where do we go from this? Where do we go from this?
See, Thomas Madison said that if governments were ruled or countries were ruled by angels, then you need not have constitutions. You need not have laws. But because governments are led by men and women, we need laws. We need constitutions. And not constitutions in the sense of papers, but constitutions in the sense of living spirit. So it's for us as Kenyans to wake up and demand what is spelled in the Constitution.
Yeah. Interesting. And I think that's a very powerful imploration there to the Kenyan people. Mr. John Maina, what a privilege to have had you today. As we discuss all these matters of the law and the constitutionalism and everything that we have discussed today, and I hope from our listeners' feedback here, they've been able to pick up a leaf, one or two, to see how they can get themselves involved in taking this constitution or this country to the place that it needs to be. It's you would be interested to know that on Friday we will still have Mr. John Maina coming in.
Honored.
You know, I mean, you've done such an impeccable job. We will be having now zeroing in on devolution. It's a big issue in this country. So that conversation you do not definitely want to miss out on. This coming Friday, we'll still be here with Mr. John Maina as we zero in on devolution. Again, the gains, the wins, the gaps, what has worked so far, what is not working so far, all that conversation on Friday. But for now, it has been fantastic to have you join us this morning. To everybody that has been able to send their questions and also their feedback as well, we do not take it for granted. It is the reason as to why we do it, and this is for you. So thank you so much for cruising with us until now. I will leave you in the safe and capable hands of the one and only Miss Sandra Kimberly. She comes in at 11 with Shiva Session, so please do join her then if you can. And then of course Miss Flozz Dhairu comes in from 2 p.m. from 2 all the way till 3 p.m. With Sauti Mbili. So please do catch her then as well for all the current affairs. And you can catch our dynamic duo of the one and only DJ CJ alongside the one and only Elijah Mose. They come in today from 4 p.m. all the way till 6 p.m. with Gift of Gap for everything that you need to know about what is happening in the 254 hip-hop scene. Sina la ziada. I will see you on Friday. Take care for now. Bye-bye.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.